A nomadic family unexpectedly discovered a water source in the desert. So, it was decided to build a shelter on site. There happened to be a huge, strange stone during the migration, being able to block the scorching sun while protecting family members. Just put the wood and luggage picked up by the roadside under the boulder. The construction work began with a simple bonfire. Mill made handy tools on site, and the son used a hoe to remove the mud and stone from the pit. The two take turns striking and resting to achieve a balance between work and rest. My wife beside me is busy boiling water and making tea. Soon the ground was filled with broken stones that had been knocked down. The overall space has finally reached the size of a bedroom. At this time, much shashlik just came out of the oven. Can't fill the stomachs of men who have worked all day. Then lay the stones on the entrance and steps. Clean up the space while also building the walls. Some stubborn old stones need to be chiseled into the interior with large iron nails. This job requires a high degree of tacit understanding. A slight mistake can worsen the father-son relationship on the spot. The family started using wash basins to transport crushed stones out, and the wood picked up by the roadside also has some use. Be stuck on the ground and at the top of potholes. As the entrance to the food villa, also add a door frame on the right side. Both sides are balanced with crushed stones, in order to obtain homemade cement in the wild. The younger son has already started digging the soil. Just import and mix wild mineral water. It can be collected and applied to the stone wall. Realize a perfect combination with the door frame. There is still a window left on the upper left side. Ensure air circulation and indoor light, although it hasn't been installed on the doorstep yet. But inside the indoor food there is already a strong sense of security. Then mix the lime with mountain spring water. A multifunctional storage rack is complete. Make use of the adjacent space as well. Some of the planes inside the pit are also made in the same way. Can store household items such as bowls, chopsticks, cups, etc. And Mir's also expanding his territory right at his doorstep. A large number of stones are stacked to form a platform. For the sake of aesthetics, green plants were also planted. You can put fruits, vegetables, and precious mountain spring water on it. With improvement of the interior of the home, mother and son roll up the ancestral carpet. Also store all daily necessities inside. The family space may be a bit crowded, but with the protection of giant stones, it is very safe and warm. And it can effectively protect valuable items, so I immediately opened a watermelon to celebrate. Building a food villa is just the beginning. Early this morning, Bill built a doorframe with windows. He linked bamboo together to form a bamboo curtain. For the sake of aesthetics, they are gathered into the same length. The windows that can be easily retracted and retracted have a strong sense of technology. My wife combined two stone grinding discs together. Put the wheat collected along the way into it and grind it continuously. You can have flour for making various pastries, as a must-have for quenching thirst in hot deserts. And Mir has already collected a large amount of abandoned stones. Stack and surround the yard in front of the house, dividing one's own area while protecting family members. The Miller brothers used a sieve to select fine sand particles. Lay it in a corner of the yard and surround it with stones. You can plant seeds and some local precious fruits and vegetables. After waiting for a period of time, you will be able to harvest. The happiest time after a busy day. It's just a family sitting in the living room after work, sunbathing in the sunset, tasting delicious watermelon. After eating and drinking enough, I started to cement the stone wall in front of my house, capable of storing various tools for easy use. At this moment, Mill was collecting firewood in the wilderness. Not long after, I had a bundle full on my back. Not only can it meet the daily cooking needs, heating and lighting at night can also come in handy. Then set up a single stall in the open space at the entrance. Connect a rope between thin bamboo strips, repeatedly interwoven into an extra long bamboo curtain. It can serve as a home to protect the safety of a family. Just nail the door frame on top. You can roll up the door curtain with a rope. Choose to put it down while sleeping at night, but our own small yard still has its doors wide open. So Mir nailed wooden stakes on both sides of the doorway. Drill grooves into the lower door frame. Then a backyard door can be fixed above. Control the opening and closing of the backyard door by fixing one side. After nailing 3 thin wooden boards, it can prevent sheep from entering and leaving. However, Mill is still not satisfied with the size of the yard. Just keep pounding the stones inside. Strike and shatter the giant rock before transporting it out. We can expand the space in the yard. Not long after, there was an extra open space on the left side. A large amount of gravel can also be used for the production of walls, killing 2 birds with 1 stone. These seemingly hard stones quickly shattered on the ground with the efforts of the family. The besieged platform can be used to build new rooms. Mill used gravel as the foundation. Then lay a layer of fine and soft soil as the ground. You can sit steadily and comfortably on the ground. Next, we can further renovate the room. Living in a more perfect food villa? The man was pounding on a huge rock. I actually want to use Yishan to create more space, and use crushed stones as building materials. At this moment, Mill collected several bundles of reed poles from the wilderness, trimmed to the same length after bringing it home, surrounding the newly built room perimeter. Tie it to a fixed wooden stake with wire. At the same time, repeat the same process on the right side. After laying ancestral carpets and pillows inside, you have a cool living room with extremely high privacy. Even under the scorching sun, it feels like turning on the air conditioner. Then Mir went to collect dead tree branches not far away. With just one pull of the small oil tool, it can hold on till the sun clears up. Transport it all the way home and store it in the yard. Not only can it be laid on the outer stone walls, it can also be used for emergency situations when there is a shortage of firewood. Higher walls make it more difficult to climb over. However, in order to improve the food for the whole family, the Mill family moved precious beehives from their previous home, placed in the open space at the doorstep for breeding. When the time is ripe, you can harvest delicious honey. It can make the whole family enjoy delicious earth honey desserts. This relatively dangerous job requires wearing a protective mask. Otherwise, it will transform into a bee puppy. In order to further expand the breeding industry, start digging a pit on the right side of the house, and surround the small nest with stones. Apply cement and cover with wooden sticks and boards. In order to prevent wind and rain, a layer of plastic cloth was also added. The spacious space inside allows for a lot of breathing and requires a foundation. And the upper part can store excess firewood at home. This is the coon nest of the little chicks. The excess gravel is laid at the entrance of the house. It's more convenient and dignified to enter. At this moment, Mir entered the bedroom of the house. While expanding the available indoor area, can obtain a large amount of high-quality stones. It can also enhance physical fitness and achieve multiple benefits in one fell swoop. And corners of the living room have great potential. Surrounding a furnace with stones, apply cement and wait for it to dry. This true sense of fireplace, whether it is beautiful or practical, it is not inferior to European fireplaces. Ignite the fireplace to achieve indoor warmth in winter and coolness in summer. After tasting the sweetness, the Mill family continued to dig the giant stones in their yard. They're afraid they're trying to shield the giant rock blindly, and the crushed stones knocked down can be crushed and filled in the yard. You can connect the middle and left rooms together, form the entire living space into a cohesive whole. The family only took a few days to make it look great. Next, we plan to expand the stone house and move into a stone house. The man vigorously hammered the large iron nail on the rock. Actually, it's building luxury food in the desert. Not only does it come with green hat, but it also has a European-style fireplace to ensure warmth in winter and coolness in summer. After connecting the courtyard and atrium of Mir as a whole, the family started loosening the soil below with a hoe. A woman pulls a large iron shovel to clean up the gravel, and the man pried up all the protruding stones to ensure a flat and comfortable ground. Through the collaboration of the whole family in the afternoon, the whole yard has been completely tidied up and tidied up. Then mix the stored fine sand and grass together. Add wild mountain spring water and stir evenly. A man uses his feet to give homemade cement a set of posture massages. Then hand it over to Dad to apply with both hands on the stone wall. Stick on the pebbles just picked up from the river. A whole stone wall is neat and beautiful. Use the sorted crushed stones to sack the steps. Apply cement with both hands in the same way as before. Entering the stone house brings a sense of ceremony, in order to make the decoration more exquisite and luxurious. I went to the market and exchanged a few bags of cement mortar. The originally uneven stone platform was already very smooth. The first floor also follows the same formula. The large area also uses a lot of materials. Sitting above, there is a comfortable and soft feeling of being by the beach. There is a fire around to keep warm and drive away moisture. Family reunion, tasting the freshly baked barley tea. In the evening, move out the cows and let them go for some fresh air, and release all the walking machines for a stroll. After all, staying in Kunwo for a long time requires exercising. To make the meat more firm and delicious, collect tonight's honey. Tie the pony to a stone and set it up for sale. Light a kerosene lamp by the fire. The family is still busy grinding flour. The woman made a delicious dinner. Add firewood to the bedroom fireplace. The whole family listens carefully. This is also the only way for them to learn knowledge. The next day, I slept until I woke up naturally, and the old mother has already started cleaning the home environment. But recently, I've been eating too much of the five-legged wandern. Mir can only start digging a pit not far from home. Transport all the broken stones hammered at home to the pit. Then place the picked up wood above. It can be used as support to lay shrubs. I really want to live a decent life. The Miller family, who have extremely high privacy concerns, added plastic sheeting to ensure no peeping. Decided to renovate and upgrade their own bedroom as well. These days, Neil has collected a large bundle of reed poles and wood, set up above the living room as a support. The connection is also reinforced with iron nails. Then use a rope to string the reed poles together. Weave into a soft and elastic reed mat. It can be installed above the living room to prevent wind and rain. Collect some shrubs at your doorstep casually. Just insert it into the gap. I also planted potted plants with wildflowers as a decoration for my home. After the construction was completed, the old mother had already made pancakes. After eating and drinking enough, the family continued to dig deep in the living room, although I didn't find any valuable treasures. After setting up the wooden frame and cement, the outdoor courtyard was also excavated. Not long after, a few square meters were developed. Immediately dig a pit and set up a foundation. Insert thick branches as base pillars. The house has been upgraded this time. We also added precious cement materials. This is a material that local tycoons dare not use indiscriminately. Then collect some wooden boards in the desert. The fence is also firmly fixed with iron nails to the wooden boards. Compared to the previous reed living room, wooden boards more sturdy and durable. The woman also watered some mountain spring water. Make the construction of dry wooden boards smoother. After all, dry desert wooden boards are very fragile. Wooden boards of varying lengths are gathered together to form the same length. While building, family members are responsible for collecting outside. The wooden house soon took shape. Leave space for a door to enter and exit. After installing a horizontal beam above. On the other hand, it is also a two-pronged approach. Insert the original tree branch into the empty space outside the doorstep of the house. Soon, only one framework can be established. The family is becoming more proficient. Even children can handle things independently. Randomly place some tree branches above, laying the same green shrub eaves. My own little donkey has a small donkey shed. At the same time, one's own flock of sheep also needs a home. After tapping the wooden stake deeply into the soil, after being fixed with wire mesh was also used as the entrance and exit door, being able to make the sheep stay at home obediently. Not only is it convenient to manage, but it can also fetch goat milk for drinking at any time. Let him provide some comfort to the family after being busy. At the same time, children can also grow their bodies. A goat was caught in a dilemma in a desert. The Mill family must risk their lives to save them. It turned out that our backyard gate was broken through. Therefore, it is necessary to rebuild the wooden house. On this day, Mir built the roof of the wooden house. Even the eaves have achieved perfect neatness. But for the safety of our home, we also need to make a wooden door for the living room. Mill inserted iron nails between the firewood. You can divide a batch of wooden sticks into two. You can use iron nails to assemble the door frame together. Then bind the wooden board onto the door frame. I have completed half of a door. The connection is fixed with a foot horse. Then proceed to the other half according to the method. The large wooden door with double doors provides a strong sense of security and exudes an air of grandeur. Another wooden house also needs to install a gate. First, dig a deep pit on one side. Insert thick branches into the pit. Wooden boards are nailed to the vacant areas of the wooden house to prevent air leakage. The wooden door still chooses the foot horse connection, so you no longer have to fear sneak attacks from desert thieves. For the safety of the sheep, it is necessary to rebuild. After dismantling the original door, trim the frames on both sides and install the foot horses. Then firmly fix the wooden board to the stick with iron nails. To prevent the wood from drying out and bursting, water needs to be added during the construction process. This is also something that must be noted when building in the desert. After completing the construction of the gate, insert the locking pin. You can freely control the switch of the door. It's difficult for the sheep to break through for a while. In order to protect the safety of the black sheep who just climbed the mountain haphazardly, just skewer it into delicious cumin lamb skewers. Don't worry about it running around anymore. But the Mill family wants to get more spacious space. Just move all the gravel to the right side of the yard. Some oversized stones still need to be crushed. After an afternoon of transportation and placement, a huge platform has been completed. Then lay the accumulated sediment on top of the gravel during this period. Add another layer of finer small stones. The ground will become softer and smoother. Just need to irrigate some mountain spring water. After a simple step, a flat tabletop was formed. This can serve as the foundation for building new rooms. Just lay down the ancestral carpet and pillows. You can comfortably lie at home and bask in the sunshine. And the excess materials are not wasted either. Created a more comfortable road surface in the same way, making it easier for family members to walk. In order to enjoy a more delicious roasted lamb, the Neal family is inserting firewood next to their chicken coop and use stones to compact the stones as foundation columns. Then, with the help of the forked base column, the crossbeam is erected. Then bind wood board onto the stick. Neat arrangement with only slight gaps. Simply lay it above the crossbeam to have a barbecue grill. Below, you can turn your own raised chickens and sheep into delicious food. I also raised goats and pheasants to be self-sufficient. In order to make the entrance of the house more grand, peel off the surface bark of the wood that has been cut off casually, built on the outside of the doorstep. But before that, we still need to dig a deep pit by the stone road. Then firmly insert the wood into the pit. By tapping with a pickaxe, the base pillar can be fixed in place, and the dry wooden boards in the desert must be watered with fresh mountain spring water. Only then can we ensure that there will be no sudden breakage during the construction process. Stone and wooden boards are hammered into the foundation column. The height of 4 blocks makes the desert thief also straight up. The entrance to the house completes the protection, and continue to enclose the wood with wire mesh on the outside. Just tie the wire tightly to the fence. Whether it's raising chickens or goats in this area, they are all very safe and easy to monitor. But today's major task is to build a new home next to the food, to spend a cold desert winter in this way. First, cut the wooden strip as the handle. You can install the iron sheet and chain. The large shovel produced extremely high cleaning efficiency. Then circle the foundation area with a rope in the open space. Fill all nearby rocks, big and small, inside. No matter how strange or large the giant rock looks, it's hard to escape the hands of the Mill family. Restricting rocks with tight ropes, continuously stacking stone walls upwards can make them taller and higher. The originally uneven ground has become much smoother. Then we can lay nearby mud and sand, fill in the gaps between stones. The entire foundation has been successfully completed. Mill applied homemade cement on the foundation. Can fix the stones well. The next step is to use a layer of cement and a layer of stones. In order to assure the horizontal and vertical alignment of the wall surface, just stick tightly to the designed thin thread, as the family worked hard day by day to build. In order to ensure natural lighting, windows have been reserved in advance. While building stone walls in Mill, children are also collecting stones outdoors. Simultaneously mix grass and mud into the mountain spring water, each performing their own duties to expedite the construction process of the house. The Mill family's territory is rapidly expanding. It has expanded to a space of over 100 square meters. Everyone is looking forward to the moment when they move into their new house. An earthquake unexpectedly occurred in the desert. The nomadic family is building a stone wall and directly spreading the tower. Even Shao Konwo on the side is doomed. Although my family was crying uncontrollably. After removing the original stone wall, I plan to take this opportunity to further expand the stone house outward. Meanwhile, women are collecting dry straw in the wilderness, preparing for this cold winter. And the Mill family has already built a 4-story stone house with 4 steps. It seems that this stone house will be very spectacular. At this moment, Gear begins to fence the entrance. Apply all the brand new paint exchanged with garnish. And my master bedroom wooden house should also be more beautiful. Brush all with dark brown wood paint. Make physical villas more unique and eye-catching. At this time, the new stone house was also cleaned up. Start laying gravel on the soft soil ground as a stable and sturdy foundation. All materials can be sourced locally. Not only does it not require any money, but it is also very convenient. Mill cut a gap in the wooden block with a small chainsaw. You can use long wooden cakes and boards to be combined with nails. After a simple tap, it becomes a handy tool, used to level the ground and clean up debris very efficiently. Not long after, only fine and soft sediment remained. Even when the family is resting, my son is still painting the old house with wooden paint. It seems that the nomadic family also has quite high requirements for residential life, because it is currently the autumn harvest season. Everyone is preparing for the winter in desert. Me ran dozens of kilometers to borrow a new old-fashioned tractor, pour all the recently harvested wheat into the machine. Through the cutting operation of the machine, I quickly obtained finer fruits, and waste without edible value will be directly discharged on the side. This autumn, the Mill family also harvested a lot of wheat, storing dozens of bags of food for a year. It is also enough to ensure that family can eat and drink without worrying. The surplus can be brought to the market for exchange of necessary materials. After simple packaging and organization, they were all installed on the truck. This is the happiest moment for a family. The whole family is immersed in the joy of a bountiful harvest. So the next day, the family brought the harvested wheat to the market and purchased some high-quality wood from nearby lumber factories. At the same time, it can also process finished wooden boards. Compared to the materials in the wilderness, the quality is still much better. So he carried a truck full of goods, returning home to prepare for the next renovation. Tomorrow, move the wood to the new stone house. Dig holes in the four corners of the stone house. You can firmly insert the wood into it. The foundation pillars of the stone house have been completed. Then mix some cement obtained from the market, watering in the pit to press the foundation pillar firmly. The branches that split after waiting to dry just happen to raise the crossbeam. At the same time, base pillars are also installed in the rear, to ensure consistency in height before and after. Next, finer wood can be laid on top, to complete the construction of the overall housing framework. In order to fix the position, iron nails are also added. Lock the entire wooden frame firmly. At this moment, women are also unable to sew the century-old pure black tent properly, and be directly laid on the roof. After simple fixation, it can provide shelter from wind and rain for a family. Next, select the finest and softest sediment. Add pure natural mountain spring water again. We can produce pure handmade wild cement. Apply cement to the surface of the stone wall tomorrow. Build a smooth wall again. Connecting the walls as a whole not only provides better insulation, but it also takes into account durability and is not afraid of desert earthquakes. Just cement coat the entire house's stone walls. Next, mix the cement with lime. Wrap the edges of the stairs entering the house. The stairs upstairs are more neat and ceremonial. The texture of wild stones combined with modern cement, not inferior to the design of $1 million mansion. After completing the exterior, go indoors. Lay dry straw on the indoor floor. Reduce dust while providing a softer texture. At this moment, Mill happened to transport a truckload of stones with his own truck, transported by manpower to the stone house under the giant rock. Lay gravel on the ground and replicate the steps of the stairs in the same way. Upgraded from mud flooring to stone flooring. The living environment is also improving. However, the entire villa has not yet built a bathroom. Digging out a machine pit not far from home. Insert wood as the base frame. Pour in cement to fix the position in the pit. Then nail wooden boards around the 4 pieces of wood. I soon had a small room with extremely high privacy. There is a super large pit inside. An imported ceramic position has also been added. A piece of plastic cannot cover it up. With the improvement of infrastructure, the family's life has also become more convenient.